So this is an issue that a lot of content creators face, and it's creating enough content consistently, right? Across platforms. It can be a full-time job if you don't know what you're doing, you don't have a content strategy, and you don't have a distribution strategy to turn that one piece of content into many, right? So there are many forms of a distribution strategy. I'm going to go over two different ones here today. One that's going to take one piece of content that you create and turn it into 16 different pieces of content across platforms, right? Same thing with another one. I'll turn 1 into 8 for you. So it's just going to get you thinking on how you can spend, instead of spending an entire day, because I know I've been there, right? If you're trying to post something to like Instagram, also to Facebook, also to YouTube, also to TikTok, also to LinkedIn, right? Also a podcast. It's like you're creating all these pieces of content for all these different platforms, and it takes it's a full-time job, right? Instead of just creating one piece of content that's native for a certain platform and then learning how to repurpose that piece of content very quickly, but also good, right? Repurpose it well for those other platforms and turn one piece of content that might take you, depending on how in-depth and good you create the content, maybe an hour to like 3 hours if you're, really doing like an in-depth edit or something like that. And instead of like a whole day, right? So you're spending 1 or 3 hours to make 16 pieces of content instead of 1 to 3 hours to create one, and then 1 to 3 hours to create two, and that you get the picture, right? So this is really going to help you out. I'm telling you, this has completely changed my distribution, my business, my content business, right? And it's really started to create leads and build community on a number of platforms, okay? So here's the first example of a strategy, and like I said, these are two that I use specifically myself, so hopefully they just get the ball rolling and get you thinking. So here's my strategy that I utilize myself. Here's the example number 1 of how to turn one piece of content into 16 plus, okay? So what I do is I'll record a YouTube video, much like this one, right? So this is going to be a YouTube video. The direct intent of this video is to get this video up on YouTube under Content Kings, my YouTube channel, where I create content and teach about how to create content better. And then I'm going to repurpose the same video, right, for other platforms. So what I often do is I'll create a YouTube video, right? I'll record with the purpose of creating a YouTube video. Then I'll also post that. So instead of just one piece of content, I'll also post that video to fit my Facebook page too, because you can also build leads, build a community there as well. And then in the future, once you get enough people and enough following there, you can actually monetize your Facebook videos as well now, right? So now we're at 2. I'll also post that same video on Amazon Video Direct as a standalone video. So now we're at 3. That's also earning me ad revenue, right? And creating leads. And you're going to see that. I'm not going to recap every single one like this, but just to give you an example how I'm turning all these different things into revenue streams and lead generation funnels for my business, okay? So now we're at 3. Then I'll also take that same video, take it back into Adobe Premiere or Shotcut or whatever you use, right? iMovie, whatever. And I'll clip it down. I'll make it a little bit more streamlined. So maybe I'll cut out like the intro, or maybe I'll cut out like a little piece that I don't like when I'm creating and editing it for the second time. So I do this all the time, right? Maybe this video ends up being like 16 minutes and I'll reclip it down. I'll cut out some of the uhs and ums and also like, little pauses here and there. And it might turn into like a 14-minute video, right? Then I'll literally re-upload that same clip video back to a different YouTube channel, which I have, I think 5 YouTube channels now. You don't have to scale it up like that, but I would recommend that if you only have one, create a second one. All the top people in the industry do it. Why? Because it's a second lead generation funnel. It's a second way to bring leads into your business, right? Like I just said, but it's also a second way to get more ad revenue. I'm telling you because I've done it myself. I've monetized my second channel now, and I'm on the verge of monetizing my third and my fourth fairly quickly. They should be monetized within the next maybe 3 to 4 months max, okay? Joe Rogan does it. We all know JRE podcast, right? He has JRE clips and he has other channels. Gary Vee does it, right? He has his main channel and then he has like 3 other clip channels where he literally reposts the same content for more leads and more ad revenue. Now, yes, these people have a team of, editors, right? Or somebody filming them as well, but you can do it as well, just on a smaller scale with one YouTube channel. I do it myself, so I know it's done. I also do an entire reselling business, which takes a lot of my energy too. So if you really get this down and you master it, you can do this yourself fairly easily, okay? So now we're at 4, I think, or we're at 3, sorry. So we have the YouTube video, then we also posted that to a Facebook page, then we also posted that to Amazon Video Direct, then we clipped it and we're gonna post it back up to YouTube, right? Recycle our content, but a different video, because if you upload the same exact video to a different channel, it's not going to work. They're going to say it's a duplicate video. So you do need to edit it slightly. It doesn't have to be much. You could literally take out like 10 seconds, re-upload it as a different video, and it's going to work, okay? Assuming it is your content. So now you're at 4 pieces of content. Then we're also going to post that same video, and we're going to schedule that, I completely forgot to say, we're going to schedule that clip video on a later date, so your same video is not coming out, like the one video is coming out today, and then the clip version of that video is coming out on a different, channel on the same day. No, you want it to come out like maybe a month or maybe a couple weeks later. So get yourself a schedule or a planner and start marking them off. That's exactly what I do. It's super easy to set up. You're smart enough to do it. I know you are, right? So then I'm gonna schedule that other one on my next YouTube channel. I'm also going to schedule that on my Facebook page for like a month in the future. So those people that, are on my Facebook page, they're not going to necessarily see the same video 2 days in a row or back to back. It's going to be like a month spread out, and it's going to be another different version of that video, okay? Gary Vee does this all the time. He recycles content, and a lot of the top content creators do it because you already have the content, so why would you not use it instead of creating new content, right? It's the path of least resistance. So now we're at 5, I believe. So we had 3, then we posted the same clip one to YouTube as well as Facebook. Then we're going to upload that video, whether you want to upload the clipped one that you like better or the original to IGTV, right? So now we're at 6. Then we're going to clip that same video for TikTok. Now, I don't necessarily recommend that you do this, although you can. A lot of people don't realize that you can, obviously TikTok videos are filmed like vertically, a lot like IGTV is supposed to be. But just like you can post the IGTV with a horizontal one, so a sideways one like YouTube, you can also post those same sideways horizontal ones to TikTok as well. Although keep in mind that currently TikTok videos can only be 60 seconds long. So keep that in mind if you want to just clip out short little pieces of content. It doesn't work as well, so I tried that initially, and as soon as I started filming videos, which is going to be the second distribution strategy we're going to talk about here in a second, for TikTok, my TikTok channel really, it didn't blow up because obviously a lot of other people have big TikTok followings, but it started to do very, very well just filming straight for TikTok. So while this is not optimal for TikTok, clipping a short, like a long piece of content into like a 60-second clip, so obviously you're just going to need to pick like a specific segment of that where you're getting your point across and clip like a 60-second clip of it. It does work if you're trying and you're just starting out. What it's going to do is it's going to teach you a lot about the platform, and you're going to get your content out there to other potential customers, other potential people that are on a different platform that might not see you, okay? So now just to recap, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? Then you're going to tweet out your YouTube link. That's 8, right? Then you're going to take a detailed description that you also put in your YouTube video, that you also put in your Facebook page, and you're going to take that detailed description that you wrote out. It doesn't have to be crazy long, but always write out a detailed description because it's going to help you rank more on the algorithm on Facebook, on YouTube, and Instagram TV, right? Because you're going to give the algorithms for those platforms more data on what your video is actually about, okay? So now we're at 9. So now we're at 9, right? Because then you're going to also turn that detailed description into a LinkedIn post, right? Then you're going to also post that copy that you just posted on LinkedIn to Facebook, right? Because you can also use that written word on Facebook. So now you're at 10. Then you're going to strip the audio from that video and post it as a podcast to Anchor. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what Anchor is, it's very, very easy to set up, and I can link you a video down in the description if you have any questions about it on how to actually do it, but it's free. You don't need to actually pay for a podcast. You can literally get your distribution out just uploading your podcast episodes to Anchor. They'll push it to all the major platforms for you. They'll monetize it for you. You don't need anything to start. You don't need to know anything about podcasts. You can obviously it's ideal to film a podcast as audio, right? To do it to literally record your podcast, right? But you can also strip, and a lot of people do this, strip the audio from their videos and then upload that as podcast episodes and monetize and grow more leads to people that are listening to things but might not necessarily be watching videos, okay? And now you can also create, let's say hypothetically that you're creating a video or I'm creating a video on content strategy or distribution strategy, and I post it to YouTube, right? And then I create another video maybe a day or 2 from now, again on content strategy, but different points that can also help you and give you value, right? And I continue to do that maybe, over a month or maybe over a week, and I kind of hit or miss different things, and I slowly build that playlist up. Well, then you can turn that niche or that playlist that you created on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever into a Udemy course, right? Let's say you create like 10 different videos in that playlist and they're all on the same topic. Turn that into a Udemy course, edit it for a Udemy course. It's not very difficult at all, right? Create an intro, create an outro, maybe add another lecture in there. Boom. Now you have a Udemy course that you can sell on Udemy. Now we're at 12. You can also upload that same course to Stack Commerce. You can also upload that same course to Skillshare, and you can also re-upload that same as a course now, not just as a standalone video, to Amazon Video Direct, okay? So that's 4 more now. 4 more. So now we're at 15, I believe, and then 16 would be an audiobook. So you literally just take all that stripped, literally put it in sequence and upload it to Amazon, or upload it to Audible, and sell it as an audiobook. So that's distribution strategy 1. Super easy way to turn one piece of content into 16. I'm telling you, if you don't have to master this right away. You don't have to go, full into 1 to 16 right away, but write things like this down, form your own content strategy, your own distribution strategy to get it out on multiple platforms so that you're getting more eyes on your content, you're getting more revenue streams, and you're growing your business a lot faster. It's super, super easy, right? And like I said, write your own content strategy and then maybe add to it. You don't have to post all 16 or all 20 or all 8 every single day, but just check them off one by one, and slowly you'll get better at all of them until you literally have this down pat like I do, and it takes you an hour or two to get one piece of good content, and then it's dispersed across a number of platforms, and all potential customers are seeing it, as well as other potential people that you're getting introduced to by these algorithms, okay? So distribution strategy example number 2 is going to be turning 1 into 8 of them. So what I like to do is I'll literally sit here, and you can check out my TikTok. My handle is just like anything else. It's Brian G. Guerra on TikTok and on Instagram, and it's also on all the other ones. I think it's Brian Guerra TV, but wasn't trying to plug that. But the only reason I'm saying this is you can literally go check to see my distribution strategy. So I'm filming a content video for a TikTok specifically, right? So it's 60-second clips roughly. Then I'm also going to post that to a different YouTube channel. So I have 5 YouTube channels. If you only have 1 or 2, then you can obviously just post that as your YouTube story, or you don't have to do that. It's up to you. Obviously, take this and have self-awareness for yourself and your business. So all these things just work for me. They might not necessarily work for you. It's just to give you an idea of how you can do this as well and turn one piece of content into many, okay, across platforms. So then I'll post it to a different YouTube channel that I'm trying to grow that's not yet monetized, right, just to get some traction, just to get some eyes, potential subscribers, build some interest there. So now I'm at 2 instead of 1. I'll also tweet that video out because it's under 60 seconds. So the limit on Twitter is 60 seconds. So now I've turned it into 3 videos, right? Then maybe in the future, I want to tweet the link on YouTube. So now that's actually 4th, which I didn't even add here, but we'll take that away for now. It's just a little tidbit of information. I'll also post that video into my Facebook page, and then I'll also post that video to IGTV and post it as an IGTV story, okay? Now, you can also use an app like Cut Story. Check it out. It's in the iPhone App Store. It's very, very easy to use, and that will basically chunk. That's supposed to say chunk, not chuck. Chunk your video down, so if your video is 60 seconds, it'll cut it into 15-second clips for you that you can then post to stories. Now, you don't need to do this for Instagram because Instagram will literally cut it into story pieces for you and post it across, different segments of the story. But you do need to do it on YouTube. You do need to do it on Facebook. So keep that in mind. You can use an app like Cut Story to chunk your video and then post it to YouTube Story, Facebook Story, okay? So that's 8 or 9 if you actually tweet out your video link as well. And that's another example how you can film one piece of content, and then if for maybe another 10 to 15 minutes of work, literally put it across other distribution networks and other platforms to get more eyes, more leads, and more revenue streams from one piece of content.